Thanks. Uh, Give me a second. Okay. So let's move on to the next one called final keyword. So you usually use this keyword to use a variables as a constants. So while using, we have seen the static keywords, right, which can be accessed only using a class name. On top of the static only, we use a final keyword, while those static variables, which is going to be a constant. Let's say mm, you say um, company code, or like let's say company code. Let's say it is going to be some number which is going to be a constant across your student information. Let's say like there will be not be any company code for students, but if in case if you're having any kind of such a code, or like a school code, let's say if you're having any kind of school code which is going to be common across the students that you're going to use, then you're going to declare it as a constant variable. So how you can, because it's a static variable, how you're going to use class name dot that variable name. That's how we're going to use this variables. So why I've given this one? So you can give any name if you want, but if you give like this, it's kind of a naming convention, you can say, where the constant variables we always declare everything in a capital letters so that it will be easily understandable while using in your code also. That's why we declare like this, the constant values. Okay, that is the use of a final keyword. And then this we have um, this keyword is used to define the constant variables in a class. Then this keyword we have already seen while using a constructor value. If you want to refer to the class variable, then we use this. If you want to see the example somewhere, we have seen this one like this. So we having a one of the constructor of the student info is this one, string integer and string. There the student name, like roll number, we have a different names we use, so there is no issue. Well, we having the same name that we using the parameter name as well, then there is a conflict. So whether it's a parameter name or a class name, if you use like age equal to age, which doesn't make sense. So when using the same name, it will refer either the class or a local variable. So usually the priority will be given to the local variable. Again, when you use age equal to age, it's going to be copied to the same variable, which is not making any sense. So how we can refer to the class variable in the constructor is by using this keyword, which will be referred to the class variable. So that's how we use this keyword is used to um, refer to the class variables or class methods in the constructors or other methods of the class. So within the class only we use this, then only it will make sense. It is not outside the class, because if it's outside the class, whatever there it is executing, it will be in those context. Whenever it's you're using a this, wherever it is being used, if it is within the class, it will refer to the class variables. Even though there is no duplicates also, you can refer to this, but it's not mandatory to use this. When you're having a conflict, then only you can use this keyword to refer only to the class variables and class methods. Okay, and then coming to a super, this is a function. So this function is used to call a constructor of the parent class. That means, first of all, we understand what is the parent class means. So here we have a student information, and inside the class also we can declare one more class. So where this class scope is till here, right? Inside the class only, what we can do was we can give a public class. Let's say um, class info. So here class info means what standard he is, or like yeah, that's fine. Class info, that what I'm going to create this class for, and then here public string saying a class name is one, and then followed by the teacher, what I'm going to say. So this is going to be inner class, that's going to be a parent class. Okay, then how we are going to if from the inner class, so I have a constructor for this inner class is a public. How the constructor will be same as a class name, and it will not have any return type, and you can have a parameters or not, that's your wish. So I'm going to give this class name as one parameter, and class feature as a second parameter, and here, so I'm going to use, so this is again within this class I'm going to use. So this will refer to this class only, not the parent class. Okay, this class name equal to class name, but what I have passed, and this dot what the class teacher variable that I've for the class, but I'm going to pass a parameter. That's what it's going to refer. Okay, if I want to call the constructor of this parent class, then how I'm going to use is from the using a super function. So it is used to call the constructor. Okay, super type define and student info dot class info. Okay, once again, then super, we'll do it. Mm, okay, it has to be a function only. Let's see. Super type defined student info dot class info. Okay, let's check if we have in here. If not, I need to check back and get back to you on this one. I will check then. So usually it has to use to call the constructor of the parent class, then only we use the super method. But maybe there might be any syntax I was missing or the place I was missing. I'll check and get back to you on that. This keyword is used to call the constructor of the parent class. So make a note that I will get back on this one. This return type already we have seen when we have a methods that are having some return type. Let's say here we don't have any return type. If you mention anything return type like string or something, then we have to return some value over here. That is return. Let's say if you want to return the school name, then just return the school name. So when we have some return type for the methods, the return keyword is used to return the value from the method. So while you're calling this method, so how we call this method, we'll see. So here I have as a new class school info, and I'm going to pass a school name and address. School name and address. The school name is and I'm going to use this method, print my school name. If I use, usually I will call it as a sf dot print school name, but I don't know what happens to it. It can return a value or not return a value. I'm not capturing it. If I want to capture it, what I'm going to do is system dot debug just to see the value what it's going to print. Return value from print method. Okay, so this three lines I'm going to execute. So I'm using execute highlighted. So this is what I'm using. Return value from a print method. So what is returning? So it is returning the value called a Veda. So which is I'm doing over here. I'm returning the school name. Same value is being returned from this method. So return keyword used to return the value from any of the method. Okay, so this keyword is used to return the value from method. Okay, transient. So this transient keyword we mostly use while using a Visual Force pages. So we learn more in that part, but in a high level, I will explain you. The transient keyword is added to any of the variable. That variable storage is kind of a temporary variable. It's not like all variables are temporary variables only, but that is more temporary, which will not store anything. Like only it will hold a value till the transaction completes. After that, it will not hold any value in it. Um, so usually how we use this keyword is like this one. So it's usually uh, public transient string my, my transient variable equal to my temp value. Student static information. So we have here. So I'm trying to so I have this variable. So I'm created as one of the object for this class, and I'm trying to access this temporary variable. So I gave one value over here, my temp value. I'm just trying to see how it behaves over here. Okay, it stores. Um, but here we can see exact operation while using Visual Force pages. Why? Because it's on the same transaction that only we are executing only once. But uh, if we want to execute again, like we are again starting, we are doing it from the starting, so we cannot experiment this using anonymous window, where when we have the use of the keyword in a Visual Force page, where we'll be having exact operation we can capture over here, why it is not storing a value in memory permanently, not permanently, at least for that state. So usually, when we using a transient means the value is going to be a temporary, which will not be stored as a view state of the Visual Force page. So while using a Visual Force page, we had a concept called a view state. The view state is used to store the values temporarily while we are in the page. And let's say if the page is loaded, so you in the place it has been some operation, and when we do a click, so it will be going back to the apex and come back to the page. In this time again we lose the value of this transient again, so it will not be stored during this page lifetime. It will be a temporary value which will be used when there is no need of storing that value across throughout the page operation. Then we'll use this transient keyword. And moving on to the next one, as a null keyword, this is used to initialize a null value to any type of data, like any type of variables, like any data type of variables, we can initialize a value with a null. Let's say if you have a integer value, string value, or if you have a boolean value, or a date, time, float, integer, decimal, double, anything, any data type you will, like even the object types, let's say the class variable or a subject type variables, any type of variables, we can assign the null values to it. Null means it will be same across any data types. So we use null to assign null values to any data type. And we have already discussed about private, public, and global. These are all used as access modifiers for the class or a variables. So like this super, I will explain tomorrow, like how to use it in a classes. And then this transient, we will be covering this more in depth while we going to use the Visual Force pages and concept called view state. Okay, any other questions you have, please go ahead. Otherwise, meet tomorrow. Hello.